Hey yo, what's
What's good?
good?
It's
It's
your
your boy,
boy,
it's
it's
Shamiek-Ali,
Shamiek-Ali,
the
the
Shamiek-Ali. We
Shamiek-Ali. We
back with
back with
another
another
video. And
video.
if you
And if
read
you
the
read the
title of
title
today's
today's
video,
video,
we about to
we
go
about to
over
go over
five
5
reasons why
reasons
you
why you
need
need
multiple,
multiple,
not
not
one,
one,
not
not
two,
two,
well,
well,
two, but
two, but
you need
you need
multiple
multiple
savings
savings
accounts. And
accounts.
we're
And
gonna
we're
get
gonna
into
get into
that.
that.
We're gonna give
We're
you
gonna
some
give you some
reasons. We're
reasons.
gonna
We're
give
gonna
you
give you
some
some
insight on
insight
why
on
you
why
need
you need
multiple
multiple
accounts
accounts
and the
and the
ways that you
ways
can
that you
use
can use
multiple
multiple
savings
savings
accounts
accounts
to
to
get
get
further in your
further in your
financial
financial
freedom
freedom
today,
today,
right
right
here
here
with
with
me, the
me, the
Shamiek-Ali.
Shamiek-Ali.
So yeah,
So yeah,
let's get
let's
right
get right
into it.
into it.
All
All
right,
right,
so
so
five
5
reasons to have
reasons.
multiple savings accounts. This article is coming straight
This
from
article is coming
the
straight
Bankrate.
from
Follow them. I like to read articles,
Follow
so
Them.
yeah, Bankrate is
Is
good.
good.
And this article is
And this
by Renee
article
Bennett.
is
So yeah, and it's an 8-minute read. But for all the people out there that don't like to read, I got you.
but
You
for
know
all
what
the
I'm saying?
people
So
that don't like to
this what I'm here
read,
for.
I got you.
We gonna skim through it, but we gonna get some value out of this. So key takeaways from this. Now before we get into this,
Before
5
we
reasons
get
why
into this,
multiple savings
5 reasons
accounts. Me
why
personally, I have more
multiple
than one
savings
savings account.
accounts. Me
I feel as
personally,
though I look at the savings accounts as different buckets and they have their different objectives. Meaning, one
objective.
bucket is specifically for bills, or the
One
second bucket
bucket
specifically
is
for car note, whatever, third bucket for groceries and whatnot. I look at it like that.
I
So
look at
having
it like
multiple
that.
accounts, especially multiple
So
savings
having
accounts,
multiple,
increases your
especially
ability to
multiple
save more
savings
money,
accounts,
right?
right?
Versus having one savings account
The
and you
savings
having to
account
dip in that savings account,
having to
depleting
dip
it
in that savings
for
account,
emergencies,
depleting
because
it
emergencies happens all the
for
time, whether it be your
emergencies,
car or medical. And then you have different expenses. So you got bills, you got car note, you got people that like
bills,
to
you
eat out
got
all the
car
time, you got all those things. So
eat out
it's,
all the
in my
time, you
opinion, I
got
feel
all
as
those
though
things.
having one of
So
the
in
main
my
reasons of
main
having
reasons
multiple
of
savings
having
accounts
multiple savings
is
accounts
to
is
have different buckets
to
of money that
have
I can
different
pull from
buckets
and
of money
utilize to my advantage. Now, my other reason why I feel as
to
though
my
you should get
advantage.
multiple savings accounts is to increase the money,
The
the rate of return
money,
on your money.
the rate of return
The reason
on
why I
your
say that is
money.
because if you have multiple savings accounts,
And the reason why I say that
the
is
savings
because
account,
if
the
you
money
have
that you
money
have parked
that
in
you
your
have
savings
parked
account,
in your
it's
savings
earning money
account,
while it's
it's
being parked
earning
there. So if you have multiple savings accounts, that means that's more money
accounts.
that you're
That
earning
means
on each
that's
account
more
on your money,
money that
if that
you're
makes sense.
earning on
So
each
if you
account.
have 5 different savings accounts, that means that you're earning that's more
Five
that's 5 more ways
more
that you're earning money on your accounts.
five more ways
Five
that you're earning money
an
on your
increase on the percentage
accounts.
of that 5 different
Five
ways. So yeah, you just
an
increase yourself
increase
on that.
on
So
that.
that's
So
my
that's
personal
my
opinion on having
on
multiple savings accounts. And
having
yes, I do
multiple
have multiple
savings
savings
accounts.
accounts
Yes,
for
I
different
do have
reasons and
multiple
things like
savings
that. So
accounts
without further
for
ado, let's get
different
into this
reasons
article.
and
So the
things
key
like that. So
takeaways is
that
having multiple
into
savings
this
accounts can
article,
help you track
you
spending
track
habits and
spending
progress towards
habits
savings
towards
goals. Now,
savings goals.
like I said, if you in the beginning stages, you want to be able
In the
to figure
beginning,
out where you
beginning
are
stages, you
financially.
want
You
to
want
be
to be
able
able to
to
track your
you're
expenses, figuring out what you have to
figuring
pay
out
for,
what you have
and
to pay
uh, just
for and
mapping out
uh,
your
mapping
income
out
and how you're going to
your
divvy your
income
income
and
amongst how you're going
how
to
you
delegate your
divvy your
income
income
amongst the different
amongst
objectives that you
how
got to
you
take care of. So,
so
like I said,
like I
one
said,
bucket can
one
be toward
bucket
paying the
can be
bills, rent.
toward paying
Second
the
bucket
bills,
can be
rent.
towards
The second
groceries and
bucket
whatnot, and then the third
towards
bucket can be for
whatnot,
leisure,
and the third
travel, stuff like that.
bucket.
So you can make more
You
money
can
with
make
multiple
more
savings
money
accounts.
with
I
multiple
just mentioned
savings
that.
accounts.
That's why I
I just
personally use
mentioned
multiple
that.
savings accounts by
That's
getting the
why I
best fluctuating yields
multiple
and
savings
earning bank
accounts. Like
bonuses. Now, when you're looking at different institutions, not every institution is going to offer this, but when it comes to a financial institution, if you're new there, then most likely there's going to be a minimum bonus for you just signing up and opening an account, right? Now, here's what I learned from my experience when it comes to getting bank bonuses. You have to be a new member at that institution. Most likely, if you already if you already been a member at a certain institution, there's probably not likely. It's not likely you're gonna get a sign. There's not a sign up bonus for if you're already a member. If you've been a member for a long time and you've been banking with them, versus if you find an institution that you've never banked with before and they have a signing bonus, trying to attract. Most of the time, it's for them to attract new members to join their institution and open accounts. So they'll entice you with an incentive of a bonus, a bank bonus, whatever that may be. So yeah, that's good, and it may be a safety measure for those with savings that exceed 250,000. Now, this is going to go into what I'm going to explain later on, but basically this means that you can't go past 250,000 in an account because it's not going to be insured. It's not going to be protected. Most financial institutions, the cap for an account is going to be 250,000. Anything exceeding over that limit, it's not going to be insured. And the main thing that we want to focus on is protecting the money. You want to put protection on your money when you open up these accounts. That's why I encourage people to look for institutions that have the FDIC insured stamp on it. That means that if anything was to happen to your 250,000 or anything below that, the Fed's gonna pay you back. Somebody got to answer for that money, basically. So that's what that means. FDIC insured, that stamp basically says that if anything happens to your 250,000 and below, we got you. So you might want to look for that. So definitely take that into account when you're looking at these new institutions. Whoever you bank with, just make sure you're getting that FDIC insurance because it's backed by the federal government. Before opening multiple accounts, be sure to look out for any fees. Now, a lot of people already know about bank fees, transfer fees, withdrawal fees, things of that nature. Fees. Now, there are a few institutions where you can go and there are going to be no fees. They have 0 fees across the board. Do your research. Now, I can do a video explaining the institutions that I use and the institutions that are available out there that have 0 fees. If you want a video like that, let me know and I'll make a video going more in depth about that. But moving forward, basically it's saying to just make sure that when you look out for any fees and minimum balance requirements so you don't end up losing your earnings to unnoticed charges. It's no worse feeling than to have your money in an account and you're not aware that it's a fee for this, it's a fee for that. It's the little things, and it starts to dwindle down the funds that you put in the account. The whole point of us doing this is to make more money on our money that's already in the account. Get that rate of return, get more of your money, and double your money. That's the whole point of this, is putting it in a savings, a high yield savings account versus a regular one. Because with a regular one, you get 0.0. I'm not sure what the percentage is as of right now, but it's low. It's real low, and you're not making much money on your money. It'll take you, basically, if you look at it like this, it's gonna take you. If you had 250,000, right? Let's just say you had 250,000 in an account, in one account, and in the institution that you're at, the yield percentage, the yearly percentage of that you earn on that money is like 0.0001. Do you realize how long it's gonna take for your 250,000 to double? Just double. It'll probably take about 10 years, 20 years just for your money to double. which we're not going for that. We're trying to get the most on our money. We're trying to double our money within the shortest amount of time. You get what I'm saying? So definitely that's how I look at it. A lot of institutions, the traditional institutions are going to offer you a very small percentage on your money, and that's why I'm making this video to encourage people to start looking at some high yield savings accounts that will double your money in shorter time. So yeah, and I'll make a video talking about different institutions. If you want that, comment, let me know if y'all want that video, and I'll make it. And I got y'all on that. So yeah, many consumers assume that they only need. So the average person, I say, feels like they only need one account, meaning that them opening up one account at a financial institution, it's a checking account, a savings account. The checking account is most likely the account that money flows into and comes out of. It flows in and out. The savings account is the account where the money sits. But in my opinion, the average person dips into the savings account. So it's technically another checking account because the money doesn't sit in the savings. You get what I'm saying? So the average person they assume they only need one savings account to meet their needs, but that isn't always the case. Having multiple accounts at the same bank or different banks can be useful. So what I got from that right there is diversify. So there are no rules to banking, meaning there are rules, but what I mean is when it comes to opening up different accounts at different institutions, there are no rules stating, not that I know of, not that I've seen so far, stating that you can only bank with one bank or you can only open up one account. I haven't seen that yet. So my advice, do some research. Whoever you bank with now, keep banking with them, but start looking into transferring or parking some of your funds from your traditional bank to a new institution that you're comfortable with and you've done the research with. Start parking that money in some of those high yield savings accounts because the percentage you get on those versus what you get at a traditional institution is far greater. Like I think one of the ones that I have now is like 5.3, 5.4, something like that. Way better than 0.0000000. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely do your own research. Look up some institutions that offer a higher percentage on their yield of money. So yeah, you can definitely get that. All right, so having multiple accounts can be a way to keep yourself on task with specific goals you're saving for, without the risk of funds getting commingled. And commingled is basically like depleted. Your funds is not getting depleted by multiple things that you got going on having to pay for it. Says Greg McBride, CFA, Bank Rate Chief Financial Analyst. So this is coming from a chief financial analyst source. He's basically saying like having multiple accounts, it lowers the risk of you having to dip and deplete your funds. Because if you have 10 buckets, it's less likely for you to go through all your money in 10 buckets if you're only dipping in one bucket for one objective. So if you tailor each bucket to an objective or a mission, you get what I'm saying? You're better off doing it that way versus you having to pay X, Y, and Z bills or expenses with one bucket. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely look into having multiple accounts, and I'll just look at that as diversifying. You having multiple accounts with different institutions. That's a way you can diversify. Even if you have multiple accounts with one institution, that's still better than you having one account with one institution. You get what I'm saying? So it's always best to diversify. There's strength in numbers, basically. That's how you want to look at that. There's strength in numbers, and there's definitely better for you to have multiple accounts that you can utilize instead of you having to rely on one account and dipping in that, and your funds getting depleted quicker. So yeah, spreading your savings across multiple accounts can also help ensure all your deposits are protected under the insurance. Referring back to what they was mentioning before, or what I was saying, is the average financial institution, their cap, meaning that the most that they're gonna insure in your account is 250,000. So anything over 250,000 is not protected. I advise you to, if it's a dollar over, take that dollar, open up another account, put that dollar in. Guess what? Now that dollar is protected under the FDIC. It, you get what I'm saying? So, spreading your money across multiple accounts can ensure your deposits protected under the insurance limit by Federal Deposit Corp, Federal FDIC, and the National Credit Union Administration (NCUA). There are several ways in which having multiple accounts can help you managing your personal finances easier. So, with the 5 step, so we got the 5 reasons why you need a multiple savings account. So now we about to go into 7. Now we about to go into 7 different ways for you to be able to manage your finances and your savings, so that way it doesn't become daunting and it doesn't become something that makes you feel overwhelmed and it's just too much. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. All right. So if the FDIC insurance limits are a concern, it's not always necessary to have several savings accounts ready to go. I tend to recommend high yield savings accounts at places like Ally. Highly recommend it. I have an account with Ally. Shout outs to Ally. And I have an account with SoFi. But definitely let me know if you want me to make a video about the different institutions that I personally use and that I would recommend. And then I'll probably throw in some institutions that I don't necessarily bank with, but I would still recommend them if you get what I'm saying. Like, they're still good institutions. I just don't have an account with them yet. So yeah. However, I tend to recommend high yield savings accounts at places like Ally that allow for buckets. Now, me, I automatically look at different accounts as buckets, but Ally actually has a bucket feature, which is just an account, but it's a bucket or categorization savings, says Jay Zigmart, PhD, CFP, co-founder of Child Free Month. So basically, when you go to Ally, they're going to give you the opportunity to open up an account, which is it's multiple accounts, which is a bucket. And in each bucket, you can tailor each bucket to whatever you have to take care of. So if bucket number 1 is rent, that's bucket number 1 is rent, and you only dipping in bucket number 1 to pay your rent. Bucket number 2 to pay for groceries. You get what I'm saying? So, and it kind of keeps going like that. So Ally's really good. I highly recommend them. They have a lot of good features and tools that can help you manage your savings and keep track of your expenses, and to be aware of your spending. If you're aware of your spending, if you're aware that, okay, I got these accounts and I'm only using this one account to pay for this expense, you're aware that you still have money in the other accounts. You're not dipping in it. That's one of the things. We want to alleviate the possibility of you having a dip in your money or deplete all your funds completely off of one bill or 2 bills. You want each bill their own account, or each expense their own bucket, that sort of thing. So yeah. Finally, it'd be worth having additional savings accounts if you're in a committed relationship. If spouses or partners handle finances separately, that might be another reason for multiple savings accounts. So let's say you and your spouse, y'all live together, whoop-de-whoop, and y'all have income coming in together. I suggest that you get a few accounts open separately. She or he get a few accounts open separately, and y'all just have that going. So that way, it's y'all still have y'all money separate, but it's still working together, getting stronger, getting protected. If spouses or partners handle finances separately, that might be another reason for multiple savings accounts, shared or individual, says Tim Millia, CFP MBA, founder of Seattle-based Embolden Financial Planning. So basically saying like, hey, if you're in a relationship, I know most relationships people are gonna put their pool their money together and they'll have what is called a joint account. So a joint account is basically y'all two putting all y'all money into one account, and whenever bills are due or somebody has an expense to pay for or an emergency comes up, both of y'all are dipping in that joint account together, which can which increases the funds to get depleted faster. It just that's all I think about with a joint account is that the funds are getting depleted faster instead of this accounts for this accounts for that. Y'all keeping the money separate. So yeah, I would look into that if you're in a relationship. I know it's all your money still together. It's just y'all keeping it separate for different expenses. So yeah, reasons for having multiple accounts. There are several reasons and why it's beneficial to have multiple accounts. You earn more interest. We kind of talked about that in the beginning. The traditional financial institution is not going to give you it's not going to give you a satisfying percentage on your money. If you want a higher API, at least 5%, start looking at other institutions that are available out there. Hint, hint, Ally, SoFi, there are a couple of them. I don't think it's 5% exactly, but there are institutions out there that hit 5%. You got 4.30, you got 4.33, all better than 0.00000. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, higher interest, earn more on your money. Let's see. It's now is a good time to consider multiple accounts. Today, the best savings accounts, many of which are online. So here's another thing. Don't shy away from online banks. I know a lot of my old school viewers, and don't come at me when I say this, but you'll get what I'm saying. They like the traditional way of walking up to a bank teller and talking to people, just that whole experience. Nowadays, everything is going digital. Everything you don't necessarily have to go in a bank doesn't necessarily have to have a physical location. There's a lot of good institutions out there that are just online based only. So you're definitely gonna have to do your research on that and look up and figure out which one fits you best. But don't shy away from it because there's definitely some good opportunities and good percentages that these online institutions are offering people that are normally in a traditional bank. So yeah, you can still reach 5% year percentage for impressive returns on your balance. So yeah, if you definitely want to increase the money on your money, one way to do that is to earn the highest rate is to have multiple accounts with different banks. So like I said, if you want me to do a video going in depth about the different institutions that offer higher yield of return on your money, I can do that. There's a few of them that I personally use, but let me know if y'all want that video and I'll make it. I'll go in depth and I'll let you know the ones that I use and the ones that I recommend. So you definitely want to utilize the high percentages that other institutions are offering. You want to open up accounts with each of them if possible, and definitely diversify the different institutions that you use so you can have a mix of online institutions and then you can have a mix of ones that have physical locations. All of them not going to have physical locations or all of them are going to be online. Some of them are more so on the other, and then some of them might be in the middle too. So yeah, definitely do your research. But if you want that video of me going in depth so you don't have to do that, let me know and I'll do it. So yeah, and it's also useful to have a short-term savings or high yield account which places long-term savings such as a home down payment and a CD. Now, for all you that don't know what a CD is, a CD is a certificate of deposit. Basically, that's another way to park your money and earn money on your money. So a CD is definitely a good financial tool to utilize when you want to increase the rate of return on your money. I would make a video about that too, but y'all gotta let me know if y'all want me to make that, and I'll do that. But y'all gotta let me know. Drop in the comments wherever you watching. Let me know if you want me to make a video going more in depth about that. But yeah, that's basically what that is. So yeah, open up multiple accounts and mix it up with different banks. It can't hurt. You know, diversity is really good in the financial space. When it comes to portfolios, it'll definitely benefit you. So yeah, number two, track your savings progress. Now, a lot of people fall victim of not even realizing where they're at financially because they don't track their expenses. They don't know how much money is coming in. They don't know how much money they're spending. They don't even know how much they're saving, if anything. So yeah, having one savings account while saving for multiple goals can make it difficult to keep track of priorities. For example, if your emergency fund and travel fund live in the same account, it can be tempting to raid your emergency savings in exchange for a few extra days at the beach. So basically, it's saying it's more than likely your funds are going to get depleted if you're dipping in one account for paying for bills. You're dipping in another account that's paying for groceries. You're dipping in the same account to pay for the vacation. Your funds are going to get depleted versus if you had one bucket for vacation, one bucket for emergency fund, one bucket for groceries. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, having multiple accounts, it definitely helps you track and save, track your track your progress, and increase your savings. Excuse me. A single savings account can also make it harder to see how you've set aside for individual goals, but harder savings accounts can put those goals in focus. So, like I said, one savings account, more than likely you're going to dip in it, more than likely you're not going to save. That kind of defeats the purpose. Versus if you have multiple savings accounts, you may have to dip in one, maybe two, but if you had three more, if you had five altogether, the other three is untouched, you still got money in the bank. So, yeah. Some banks, such as Ally, enable customers to have segmented savings within a single savings account, known as buckets. I was talking about that earlier. Instead of creating a new account for each goal. So, if you go with Ally, which I recommend, I have an account with them. Go with Ally, and there's a feature called buckets, and within that feature, you can label each bucket. You can assign each bucket, I should say, to different expenses of what you have going on. So if you got assign one bucket for rent, assign one bucket for groceries, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's it. That's for that one. Track your expenses, track your progress. You might want to separate your savings account for different goals. Just mentioned that. So, like I said, bucket number one, buying a car. Bucket number two, paying for vacation. Bucket number three, emergency fund. You get what I'm saying? It'll just be easier knowing that, okay, I know in this bucket, I'm only going to take out 50 because, I need to pay for gas. Versus you only got one account and you had $100 in it and you need 50. Now it took half your money. You get what I'm saying? So multiple accounts. Assign each account its designated role. Delegate roles to your accounts. Delegate roles to your buckets. Once you do that and assign each bucket its own mission, its own objective, it'll be so much easier because you know that you're not dipping in bucket number one to pay for what bucket number 3 can take care of, and that's the rent. You get what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, assign each bucket, each bucket in your account, or each account to a specific job, and it'll be much easier for you to be able to save and not deplete your funds. Because the whole point is to save and make more money on your money. With a savings account designated for each major goal, it's easier to monitor spending patterns and achieve those goals. Yeah, the whole point is to save. Separate accounts can help create boundaries too. So yeah, if you separate accounts, so if you separate your accounts, it's much harder for you to deplete all your funds versus all your funds being in one account, because you know it'll start dwindling down to nothing. Versus if you put 100 in one account and 104 other accounts, you still have 100. You still technically have 100 in an account. You have four more accounts. If you had to spend 101, you still have $400. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a big red stop sign that says do not touch unless it's for the specific purpose. Like I was saying, it's harder for you to spend all your money and go through all your funds if you have multiple accounts separate. You get what I'm saying? Because now you have to go out of your way to spend that money, which is it's harder than you having all your money in one account and you're just frivolously spending, because that shit it adds up. I'm telling you, you ever go out spending something and you ever look at your transactions or your bank statement and it said 10 for this, 50 for this, 20 for that. That stuff adds up to where now you're like, dang, I didn't even realize I spent all that. Yeah. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Just separate your accounts, make multiple accounts with different, mix it up with different institutions, and then just separate the accounts. So it's he's basically saying that he's recommending assigning a nickname to each account. So bucket 1, bills. Bucket 2, car. Bucket 3, groceries. You get the idea. Most banks and credit unions give you the option to change the account name from its generic label to something more specific. So even let's say if you don't even go with Ally and you go with a different institution, you can rename your account something else. It doesn't have to say uh, checking or savings. Um, you can definitely change the name and just label it something that off the grip, when you look at it, you'd be like, oh, that's for car note. Oh, this is for groceries. You get what I'm saying? So, if you set up a gift fund for your kids and grandkids and it says Christmas gifts on it, you're a lot less likely to tap that money than you would be in just said savings account. Meaning, if you go in your whoever you bank with, log into your account, and if you rename savings account vacation, then you know that account is specifically for vacation. You're not gonna dip in it to pay the bills. You're not gonna dip in it to pay the car note. You're gonna dip in it when it's time to go on that vacation and buy that plane ticket. You feel me? So yeah, go ahead and label your accounts to make sure that account is for that purpose. That purpose is made for that account. You get what I'm saying? So if you make an account, if you make 10 accounts and the first 5 is for bills and the other 5 is for your car note, then that's just what it is. But you still have multiple accounts that you would use for those purposes versus you using one. So the strength in numbers. Yeah. So I would do that. I would recommend doing that. Just label your accounts, label your buckets, designate roles: bills, groceries, so on and so forth. All right, number 3, increase spending awareness. This is one of those things that you have to be aware of your spending. You have to be aware of how much you're making. They say you have to keep more than what you make, or keep more than what you spend, or it is another saying that's if you live below your means, and that means that you won't be spending all your money and you're not depleting it on things that you don't necessarily
not
need.
depleting it on things that
I
you don't
found that
necessarily need.
with discipline and consistency, discipline comes in
Comes in
when instead
when
of you spending that
instead of you
savings
spending
on
savings
a new suit or new
on
shoes or something like
a
that,
new
your
suit or
discipline
new
is
shoes or
saying,
something
no, I'm going
like
to keep
that,
saving, keep
your
saving. And the
discipline
consistency
is
comes in
saying
as
no
you
as you
keep depositing money into that savings account. That's
depositing
the whole
money
point.
into that savings
Be
account. That's the
consistent.
whole point. Could be
It'll pay off,
consistent.
I'm telling you. So you got discipline, and these are
It'll pay
these are
off, I'm
terms
telling
that are
you.
going to frequently
Consistently,
be in the financial community. You got discipline,
you
you
got
definitely got consistency. Those
you
two
definitely
things
got
right there
consistency. Those two
definitely go hand
things
in
right
hand
there,
when it comes to building
they go
financial freedom
hand in hand when
and
it
just any
comes
aspect,
to building
and just it just teaches value too,
just
because you
value
won't be so quick to go and spend that
will
dollar
be so quick
versus you saving a dollar or making a dollar work for you. So
versus
hindsight, I with this, this is definitely going to help you increase your spending awareness, and then you'll
spending
be more
awareness. And then you'll
keen
be
to,
more
oh,
keen to,
you know what, I drink a lot of
oh,
coffee, or I
you know
go out
what,
to eat a
I
lot. Let me
drink a
cut
lot of
back on that.
coffee or I go
It'll give
out
you
to
a
eat a
clear
lot. Let me
view
cut
on
back
what you
on
need to
that.
work on and where
Give
you
you
need to
a
focus
clear
on.
view on
Adding Having multiple accounts also adds
multiple accounts,
barriers to spending your money, especially if those
to
accounts are
spending your
kept
money,
at separate banks, like we
especially if
mentioned
those
before.
accounts are kept as
Have multiple accounts with different
before.
institutions. It's going to be
It's going
so
to be
much
so
harder for you to
much
blow
harder
through
for
your
you to
money
blow through your
if your
money
money's parked in
if
different
your
areas.
money's parked in
Because now
different
you just
areas.
have to go out of your way to spend all
You
that,
have
and I
to
know
go
that
out of your way to
that would defeat the
spend
purpose of
all
all
that,
this
and
if you just go to each of your
that would
institutions and pull all the money
put
out and
all
just
the
spend
money
it like
out
that.
and
That would
spend
be
it like
reckless.
that.
But
That
yeah,
would be
basically
reckless.
it'll be
But yeah,
harder versus
basically
one
it would
account
be
that you
harder
keep dipping in for
versus
multiple
one
purposes. So adding these additional steps can make it easier to avoid giving in to the desire
desire.
to spend your savings. That's why I said the average person, when it comes to
That's why I
savings,
say
yeah, they
the
might have a
average
savings
person,
account, but
when it
most
comes to
likely they
savings,
done
yeah,
dipped
they
in
might
the
have a
savings account and
savings
depleted it
account, but
down to
most
nothing.
likely,
So,
so
however, it's a good idea to keep a small emergency savings fund
small
at the same
emergency
bank as your
savings
checking
fund
account.
at the same bank
So,
as your
whoever you
checking
bank with right
account.
now, if you have a checking account,
So,
you
wherever
got a
you
savings account, I would
have
also
a
bust
check,
open
so
another account
another
and label
account
that emergency
that
fund only.
emergency
So
fund only. So,
rainy days happen all the time, accidents
rainy
happen all
days
the
happen
time,
all the time.
the unexpected
Accidents happen all
happens all the
the
time. And
time.
it's best to be
Unexpected.
prepared. You stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Get ready.
So I would
So, I
make an
would
account specifically
make an
for
account
emergency
specifically
funds.
for
Don't
emergency.
touch it. Keep it in there. When an emergency erupts,
Touch it.
then you have that right
When
there.
emergency erupts.
So there
So,
are times when you might need a quick access to cash, emergencies, and a delay of 2 to 3 business days,
emergencies
which
and
is
a
the
delay of
average
two to three
for funds to
business days,
transfer
which is the
can pose a
average
problem. Now,
for funds to
there's been plenty of
transfer
times where I was in a
can pose
bind
a
or I
problem.
needed quick cash
Cash,
and I didn't
and
have that emergency
I
fund
didn't have
to,
that
you know,
emergency fund to,
bail me
you
out,
know,
that cushion, that nest.
bail me
That
out.
emergency fund is going to be the
And
backup
that
to the
next,
backup. You got your
that
checking, you
emergency
got your
fund is
savings.
gonna
Let's see if you
let's
dip
see
through all your savings. You still got that emergency
still
fund
got
lurking in the
that
back,
emergency
ready
fund
to, be utilized. So
ready to
definitely look into
so
opening up another account
look into
within whoever you bank
opening
with,
up
and just label it
another
emergency fund
emergency
and
fund.
just don't touch
Just
it. Just keep
don't
putting it
touch it.
in,
Just keep
be
putting it in.
consistent,
Be consistent.
and have the discipline not to dip in it. All right, so number
Have
four,
the discipline.
take advantage of available
So number
bonuses.
four,
Now,
take
a
advantage.
lot
A
of
lot
banks
of banks
don't always
don't
have bank bonuses.
always have
Now, keep in
bank
mind the
bonuses. Now,
the
keep
way
in
that you get
mind
the bank bonuses,
the,
9 times out of 10 is going to
the
be
way that you get
with
the
a
bank
bank
bonuses.
that you
Nine
don't
times out of
bank
ten is
with
going
yet.
to be
A new
a
bank
new
that's trying
bank
to
that's trying to
entice you to come
entice
and
you to
become
come
a part
and
of their
become a
institution.
part of
It's an
their.
incentive. So if you find an
It's
institution
an
and they're offering a
incentive.
a
So
bonus, like an offer
find its
bonuses, to
bonuses,
their consumers
to
by
their
opening a new account,
consumers by opening.
take that advantage, and it's mostly because they want you to bank with them and become part of their institution. And it's definitely a good incentive, you know. And then what I would suggest is you take that bonus and definitely don't spend it, but put it in the savings so that way you get some more money on your money. But yeah, usually to earn a bonus from the savings account, you need to open an account and maintain a certain balance for a period of time. These bonuses can be worth hundreds of dollars, so if they're worth considering, you have enough money to set to the side. Opening savings accounts at multiple banks gives you the opportunity to earn more. Excuse me, pardon me. Opportunity to earn more than one of these bonuses, and that bonus money can go toward your saving goals. Just told you that. So yeah, if you find an institution they're offering a bank bonus, go ahead and see what's to that, you know, and then don't spend it, but put that right on in the savings, and then just keep capitalizing, and then the percentage you get off of that, it'll get you rolling pretty good. Just to be sure, read the fine print. One of the things I'm gonna advocate on this platform, my content, do your own research. So do your own research and read, especially the fine print, because that little fine print can have some stipulations in there that doesn't make the deal sweet for you, and then you don't find out until later. Man, you're going tired. But yeah, if you're eligible for the bank bonus, often bonuses are only available to new customers. So like I said, if you have a bank that you already been banking with for a while, you're not really gonna get a bonus off of that. But if it's an institution that you haven't banked with and they wanna bring in new customers and stuff, it's definitely a good place to open up a new account. Like I told you before, diversify your different institutions who you bank with, open up multiple accounts. You can't go wrong. So often bonuses are only available to new customers. Also keep in mind that you owe taxes on those bonuses earned. Nothing's free. Just giving you a heads up, just in case you didn't know. But yeah, you definitely owe taxes on the bonuses earned. You should receive a 1099 MISC tax form from your bank at the end of the year. So yeah, just be prepared to, if you do get a bank bonus, just be prepared to pay some taxes on that, because that's not tax-free money that you're getting off that bank bonus. That's just an incentive to get you to become a member with that institution. So just keep that in mind. Keep your money insured. This goes back to what we were saying before. Most institutions are only going to they're only going to protect a certain amount of money, I should say. The FDIC offers up to $250,000 in insurance. If you got $250,000 in an account, you're good. The feds are gonna cover that. That's insured. If the financial institution you're banking with tanks and that money's gone, somebody gonna ask for that. The FDIC is insured. Now, on the other side, if you have more than $250,000 in an account, start taking some of that money, put it in a whole nother account until you get up to $250,000. The whole purpose is to protect the money. If you have over the limit that the financial institution is going to insure you, whatever's over the limit of that $250,000 is not going to be protected if shit goes belly up. I'm telling you right now, and you will be pissed. So I personally, my advice, not a financial advisor, but my opinion, go towards the cap, rack up to the cap, whatever their insurance is covering. If they're insuring $500,000, put $500,000. If they're only insuring 250,000, only put 250,000 in that account, make another account, start back again, get up to 250,000 and keep doing that. Just keep doing it, okay? Because the main thing is to protect the money that you have in there, not losing it, okay? However, splitting your balance between savings accounts at different banks ensures that the excess deposits are kept safe, since each bank has its own insurance limit. Like I said, each bank is different. So there might be one out there that insures, that protects 500,000. There might be there might be a bank out there. You got to do your own research. I can do a video about that going in depth. Let me know if y'all want that. But yeah, do your own research. Look up which banks offer, figure out which banks in their insured amount, their assured limit of how much they protect. If they only protect 10,000, then you know that each account you can only put 10,000 in. You get what I'm saying? That makes sense. So alternatively, you could keep excess deposits in different accounts ownership categories. Jointly owned accounts come with an additional 250,000 insured per owner. So back to that joint account. If you got a joint account, basically saying that an additional 250,000. So I'm assuming it's 250 apiece for each person, insured per owner, separate from single accounts. So finally, you can split your savings between banks and credit unions. Don't sleep on credit unions. They're definitely good places to park your money too. Don't count them out. Look up credit unions too. Savings accounts at credit unions are insured by the NCUA, National Credit something Association, up to the same limits at banks. Credit unions are member owned and often come with low fees and competitive yields. Most people sleep on credit unions because they're smaller, you know, but credit unions are a great place for you to park your money, and as long as you're FDIC insured, I don't see why not. So take that in account as well. So, what to watch for before opening multiple accounts? It's important to do your research, like I always push and advocate before opening a new account. These are some things to consider. So, my opinion, when I go and look at a new institution to open up an account with, I look for minimum account requirements, like if they asking for $100 minimum to open up account. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't really go for accounts like that. I look for accounts that have no minimum balance requirement, meaning that you can open up the account with $0. If you didn't have any money to put in, you're not getting penalized for that. You get what I'm saying? There's some places, some institutions will close your account if you have $0. So I would recommend going with an institution that you don't need any money to open up the account. Now, when you obviously the objective is to eventually get some money in that account so you can start earning some money on that money. But like I said, if you find an institution with zero balance requirement, that's a good start. I would go with that. So yeah. If your savings balance is split between multiple accounts, it can be hard to meet the minimum. You get what I'm saying? So if there's an institution that you're trying to get in, and they're opening their account balance requirement is $100, you splitting the $100, let's say all you have is $100, you splitting up $100 in different accounts, you're not going to make the requirement off that one account. So my best advice is to find a financial institution where you can get in for $0, and you can start, and like I said, eventually you're going to park some money in there. That's not objective, but yeah, you can get started for free. Bank fees. Bank fees is going to be one of the biggest things that's going to deplete your money in any financial institution today. I'm telling you right now. So, there is a possibility where you can find institutions where it's zero bank fees. Yes, it is possible. So I can do a video on that as well. Let me know in the comments wherever you're watching. But yeah, there's bank fees, savings accounts sometimes come with a monthly service fee. You need a minimum balance or meet another requirement to waive that fee. So make sure you can, meet those requirements to avoid racking up costs and fees. Now, like I said, I personally wouldn't go that route, but if you just want to open the account and dump some money in there, just make sure you read all the requirements and that you understand with that institution the bank fees that come with that institution. So there could be transfer fees, there could be, withdrawal fees, there could be low balance fees. There's all types of fees when it comes to the banks. But yeah, make sure that you're just, doing your research and that you understand the requirements and that you can meet the requirements to avoid racking up high costs. Because the whole purpose is to save money and make more money on your money, not to lose the money in increments. So, yeah, transaction fees. Another fee to consider is an excess transaction fee. Some banks limit withdrawals from savings accounts to 6 per month. So if you're a person that pulls out money more than 6 times a month, that might be something that you might want to think about because they might hit you with a little transaction fee. You feel what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. That's a potential risk of having multiple savings accounts, since you may find yourself transferring money frequently between them. So, when you open up these multiple accounts, you're going to be having money flow through here and there, accepting money, sending money, moving money, whatnot. Just be aware of institutions that have a transaction fee because that could get costly. And it's definitely going to be daunting when you look at your account because you say, dang, fee for this, a fee for that, a fee for that. You're getting taxed basically. Yeah, so your savings account could be converted to a checking account if you make frequent transactions. New regulations mean that banks and credit unions no longer have to maintain withdrawal limits on savings accounts, but you'll want to check with your bank just to be sure. So, you need to make sure that you're reading everything when it comes to the account that you're opening with whatever financial institution. You definitely need to be reading, you know, how do they work? What are the fees? Am I going to get penalized for certain withdrawals? Is it a limit for that? All those good things. You need to be aware of what you're getting yourself into because this is your money. This is your finances and stuff. You want to make sure that you're understanding what's happening with your money at all times. So basically what that is. How to manage multiple savings accounts. Now, I know y'all was probably like, man, that's a lot of information. That's a lot. I have a hard time managing one account. So we're finna give y'all some tips. So with multiple accounts to manage, it requires a bit more work to stay on top of each account's balance. I know it's almost like having multiple kids. It's hard to keep track of all the kids if you got like 10 kids running around, right? Try to make that analogy. But yeah, having multiple accounts is managed. To manage, it requires a bit more work to stay on top of, with fees and earnings and stuff. So you got keeping track of all these accounts, how much is coming in, how much is going out, how much am I paying in fees with this institution, so on and so forth. One of the best ways to simplify managing accounts is to focus on fee-free accounts. Not a financial advisor, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you insight on what I would do personally. I personally would go with an account that's fee-free across the board, no fees, no transaction fees, no withdrawal fees, no zero account balance fee, whatever. There's fees. Trust me, there's a lot of fees out there that you probably like, huh? There's a fee for that? Yes. There's fees for everything. So yeah, well, So fee-free accounts are the best way to go. I feel like that's the best way to go, because then that way you don't have to worry about, oh man, did they take my money off of this account or off of that. No, you can have open up the account with $0 and not be penalized. Like I said, the whole objective is to save money and earn on the money that we have. So, which saves you stress of having remember each account's monthly fees, bank requirements. A spreadsheet. This is a financial tool that a lot of people probably don't realize that it could be used multiple ways, and probably the other half people don't, think about spreadsheets like that. So if a spreadsheet, now you can get one on Google. I think it's free. You can get a Google Excel spreadsheet and use the tool. You use that to organize all your accounts. So you opening up multiple accounts and keeping up with that information, whether they be bank fees, whether it be how much you have in that account. When you put it in a spreadsheet, you have your information logged, so it's easier for you to keep track. So I suggest using a spreadsheet. It's one of the great tools in the financial space is just being able to keep track of your expenses. Now, whenever you open up a new account and add it to the spreadsheet, you basically have a single place where you can see all your finances in one spot. You can look at the spreadsheet and be like, oh, okay, I got that. Yeah, I'm making money on that. Okay, I need to cut down on that. You get what I'm saying? So it's a visual it's a visual perspective on you being able to be like, all right, I can see where my money is going. I can see what's happening to my money. With the spreadsheet. There are also numerous financial apps. There's a few apps that I use personally. I can make a video going in depth about that, about the different finance apps that I personally use and I would recommend. But yeah, they could definitely help you on your journey to financial freedom, tracking your expenses, showing you in real time how much money you're making, what's coming in, what's going out, all that good stuff. So, your own banks. So, whoever you bank with, 9 times out of 10, and it's 2024, 9 times out of 10 they have a banking app, and within that banking app, they'll have some products or some financial tools that you could be able to utilize to your advantage. I would start with that. If you don't know what apps to download, financial tools, until I do a video like that, or until y'all ask me for that video, I would suggest starting with the app that you bank with. So look up whether it be Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whoever you bank with. Definitely search for their app in the App Store and download that so you can have that in your back pocket. And you'll be that much better off with having that in your pocket, so that way you can quick access your information, see, track your spending and all that good stuff. So definitely look into downloading the app for whoever you bank with. So yeah, looks like we're down to the bottom. If you found value in this video, man, definitely let me know. If you want me to do more videos like this, show some love, support. It's free 99. Just gives me motivation to keep making these types of videos. But I'm definitely gonna keep putting these videos out, because the whole point is to get value out there, and that's what I hope to give to y'all as y'all watching these videos. So, without further ado, last but not least, can't talk today. Frequently asked questions. So, how do you build your savings? So, we talked all about how to open up savings accounts and how to utilize them, but how do you save to put in the savings account, right? All right, so building savings involves setting clear financial goals. So in the beginning, You want to map out what is it that you're trying to do with your money, what goals you're trying to accomplish, things of that nature. So that way you have an idea on where you're trying to go, where you're trying to end up at. Okay. Creating a budget that includes regular savings contributions and sticking to your plan. So consistency and discipline. Those two things go hand in hand in the financial world, believe it or not. And you'll see what I mean later on down the line. With consistency, you have to consistently be able to put money into the savings. And then with the discipline, you have to have the discipline not to deplete the monies, the funds that's in those savings. So ergo, if you go with the multiple accounts, diversify with different financial institutions. One, you're creating different buckets that you can dip in without depleting your funds. One, two, it's good with you diversifying to different banks. It's much harder for you to go through your money because you have to go through all that rigmarole of you having to deplete your funds with different institutions. It's harder for you to do that, and then with having multiple accounts, you can basically be like, okay, well, these buckets for this, these buckets for that. Delegate roles for each account. Delegate roles for each bucket. Bucket one, vacation. Bucket two, groceries. You get the idea. Does having multiple savings accounts affect your credit score? Now, this is a good question. This didn't cross my mind when I thought about savings accounts and credit score. Now, obviously, institutions look at your credit score for different reasons, whether you're getting a loan, whether you open an account, you know what I'm saying? So they do look at your credit score. It's not that they don't, but in this case specifically, does your saving, just opening up multiple savings account, does that affect your credit score? Let's find out. No, it does not. Having multiple savings accounts doesn't directly affect your credit score. Let's read further. Savings accounts aren't reported to credit bureaus and don't appear on your credit report. So the savings account that you have, it doesn't report to credit bureaus. So you don't necessarily have to worry about that on your credit report. But however, certain activities related to savings accounts could impact your credit. So certain things are going to affect your credit. Let's find out what that is. For example, if a bank performs a hard credit check, most of the time a hard credit check or a hard pull is no, my bad. Let me go back. So a hard credit check, meaning that they're just checking your credit, and that does come with, if you go and get like a loan, they're gonna, hard pull means that they're gonna check your credit. That's kind of basically what that means. When you open up a new account, it can temporarily lower your credit score by a few points. So if you're going for like a loan and they check your credit, that's a hard pull, that's a hard credit check. It might knock down your score a little bit. Additionally, if your savings account goes into negative balance, meaning that if you have below zero and you don't pay the amount owed, meaning that you just leave the balance on the account that way, that negative balance, the bank could send the account to collections, and we already know what that means, which can negatively affect your credit. So, basically, you want to make sure two things. For it not to have a ding on your credit score with your savings account is, one, make sure that you are not within the negatives in your account. So always make sure you have some money in there, and definitely when it comes to hard checks. So if you're going for a loan, if you're applying for a loan, if you're it most likely it's gonna be a hard credit check. It's gonna be a hard one, and especially depending on how much the loan is, it would ding you back even further. But yeah, those two factors can affect your credit score when opening up multiple savings accounts. So the way that you do that is the way that you avoid that is by basically making sure that your account is not in the negatives. And when you get a a hard credit check, which is like a hard pull when it comes to getting, certain financial products. Like mainly it's like when you get like a loan, when you apply for like a loan or something like that, they're gonna do like a hard pull, which is like a hard credit check. And 9 times out of 10, it's gonna ding your point. This gonna ding your score down a little bit. But yeah, other than that, I feel like if you just follow those guidelines and keep up with the consistency, stay dedicated to being disciplined, I feel as though this will increase your financial stability, your financial freedom tenfold. Because, I mean, just simply having more accounts, you're basically making more. I call it money soldiers. You're making more money soldiers. You're making more money that's working for you because the money that's sitting in these accounts are earning money, and your money's working for you. That's one of the ways that your money works for you. So if you want to have some passive income and your money working for you, you earning money on your money, multiple savings accounts with different financial institutions is the best way for you to go. That's my personal opinion. I'm not a financial expert. As you can see, I'm reading from an article. This is an article. I already go to this article is by Renee Bennett from Bankrate. So, yeah, five reasons to have multiple savings accounts. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all on this one. I definitely got some value out of this. If you got some value from it, definitely, show love from wherever you're watching. It encourages me to keep making content like this. I'm going to keep making content like this regardless if anybody watches it. I just want people to get value out of it. That's all I want. So, yeah, if you got value out of this, show some love. Let me know what other videos y'all want me to do, what other topics you want me to cover. Yeah, so I personally like to learn as I go. Mind you, I'm reading an article, and there was some things that I learned that I didn't even know that was available to me for me to be able to utilize, and now you guys do too. So firsthand, real time, same time, we're learning together as we grow, and that's what it's all about in the financial space is learning as you go. It's one thing to do a lot of research and not execute, and then yeah, it's another thing to execute and learn as you go. Experience is the best teacher. So yeah, with that being said, that's basically all I got for that one. Definitely follow me on Rumble. I'm on there. Check me out. I got more content coming on there, but follow me on Rumble. Yeah, and we everywhere. So catch me on there if you're on Rumble and if you're seeing this, wherever you're seeing this at, and if you're on YouTube, you're on Rumble. Let's go. Follow me on Odyssey too. I'm on Odyssey. Subscribe, like the content. I'll put out more content on Odyssey as well. I actually like their platform. So yeah, if you're on Odyssey, check me out on there. Let's see. Then we got good old YouTube. So if you're watching me on YouTube, you found this content on YouTube, definitely show some love to the channel. Let me know what y'all thinking. Let me comment below what other topics you want me to cover. Let me know what other things you want me to talk about. Let me know if you even got some value out of this video. I know I did. So yeah, we're gonna come out you with some more stuff, man. So yeah. It's Shamiek-Ali, the Shamiek-Ali. I appreciate you for tuning in. I appreciate you for staying this long. If you made it at the end, I definitely appreciate you for just bopping in and, getting that much closer to financial freedom, man. I feel like that's the goal. increasing your
increasing your
wealth,
wealth,
increasing
increasing
your
your
education
education
of
of
said
said
wealth,
wealth,
you know.
you know.
So yeah,
So yeah,
we're gonna
we're
get
gonna get
into
into
more
more
stuff. I'm
stuff. I'm
telling you,
telling you,
we're gonna
we're gonna
close out
close out
2024
2024
strong.
strong.
I got
I
more
got more
content
content
coming to
coming to
y'all.
y'all.
Let me know
Let me
what
know
y'all
what
want to
y'all want to
see,
see,
and I
and I
got you.
got you.
All right.
All right.
So yeah.
So yeah.
With that being
That being
said,
said,
I'm
I'm
Shamiek
Shamiek
Ali,
Ali,
the
the
Shamiek
Shamiek
Ali.
Ali.
For more
For more
finance, for
finance,
more
for more
business, and
business,
more
and more
entrepreneurship,
entrepreneurship,
you came
you
to the
came to the
right
right
place. I'll
place.
see
I'll
you
see
back
you
here
back here
next
next
time.
time.
Peace.
Peace.